Alrighty, hey guys, this is Think Outside the Cube, and here we're sitting in my dad's 2016 Lexus ES350, and we're just going to do a little video on why we purchased the vehicle, just a little explanation type video. We've had the vehicle for a month now. There's been some bickering and some questions down in the comments of the tour and the explanation video of, the packages and stuff like that, the initial video I made on this car. And so I just wanted to go over the cars we cross-shopped with, and how our first month with the car has been doing. And so as you can see, I've got a list of stuff right here that I'm going to go over. First of all, we took delivery of the car on December 19th, and so we've had it almost exactly a month. I mean, it's like January 24th now. We mainly looked at premium sedans. We didn't really care about the luxury badge. I mean, that's irrelevant to my dad. He could care less, actually. And then we wanted nothing American or German, just because those, the Americans and the Germans, really don't have the best reputation for reliability. The first thing that we cross-shopped the ES with was the Acura TLX. And that was the main luxury car that we cross-shopped the ES with. I don't really consider Acura a luxury brand, a tier 1 luxury brand. It's mainly, I consider it premium. I mean, it's up there with Buick and Chrysler. Chrysler's come a long way. And, I mean, it's definitely up there, but I'd consider it on the same level with Genesis, the new Hyundai brand. So I definitely don't think it's a tier 1 luxury brand up there with, Lexus and Audi and BMW and all those type of competitors. But the TLX, we hated the headlights. I don't personally hate them. My dad does. Probably shouldn't have said we. But Dad's going to be the main one driving the car, of course, and it's his money. So they look like insect eyes, to be honest. I mean, you can't tell me they don't. You can tell me you like them. You like the way that they look like insects, but you can't tell me they don't look like insects. And reliability, the infotainment system is trash. There's no fighting that. The dual screens, you cannot argue with me and tell me that's intuitive. And reliability has been trash on the new Acuras in Acura terms. Trash in Acura terms is way different than trash Audi terms or German terms. But reliability has fallen for the Acura brand ever since they came out with those new 8 and 9-speed transmissions and the new DCT automatics, all that kind of stuff. And so we just really didn't see a reason to go with Acura. Value is there. Of course, you get everything in like a big tech package or whatever. But of course, no tilt and telescoping steering wheel that's power. There's just certain luxury features, no power rear sunshade. Stuff like that. I mean, they aren't needed, but it's just refinement stuff that you kind of know that Acura's not up there in the luxury brands. But that's the main reason we didn't get the TLX. Secondly, the next main thing we looked at was the Avalon. We test drove a 2015 touring model, and so the 2016s weren't out yet. The 2016s, they've rectified the suspension issue with the 2016s. The whole pre-refresh models, I think it was like 2013 through 2015, had horrible suspensions. Oh my gosh. It's worse than my Civic. It's on par with like a non-S Mini Cooper. That's the best way to put it. They're so taut. It's obnoxious, basically. It was jarring. There's no other way to put it. For it to be a premium sedan, what were they thinking? But ride quality was bad, and so we could have waited for a 2016, but the pricing had went up a little bit. To get an XLE Touring with memory seats, or an XLE Limited, whatever it was, with memory seats, you were spending 37 grand. So if you're spending that kind of money, why not just go for an ES if they're basically the same car? Of course, you get better resale on the ES, all that kind of stuff. So that's why we didn't go with the Avalon, just because not much of a price difference, and we didn't want to wait for 2016s. And plus, if the 2016s were just rolling out on the lot, they're not going to discount them at all. Next, Hyundai Genesis doesn't really compete with the ES very much, just because I think it's rear-wheel drive, has a V8 option, stuff like that. But the Hyundai Azera, honestly, So, I mean, it looks like it was redesigned in like '05, even though it was redesigned in 2012. It hasn't been touched since then, basically. And so, the Genesis, yes, it looks good. Yes, it's a good value. But how's that value combo going to hold up over the next 10 years and 100,000 miles is one thing we were concerned about. Just because we are keeping this vehicle for a while. And also resale. We didn't know this when we were cross-shopping, but you know, Hyundai is dumping the Genesis vehicle in their lineup, and they're making a Genesis brand for their luxury vehicles, the Equus and the Genesis. And, hello, resale is going to plummet on the current Hyundai Genesis when they drop that name. Did anyone think about that? I mean, people were like literally fighting in the comments of my tour of the ES over the Genesis. And yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a good value. Yes, it looks good, but okay. So, in the grand scheme of things, if you're keeping the vehicle a while, what's another $5,000? Honestly. So, yeah, resale is going to plummet. The only reason we really considered it was because there's a dealership right down the road, which we would probably need for those warranty repairs. Next, Infiniti Q50. Doesn't really compete with the ES powertrain, drivetrain wise, but we looked at it briefly just because Nissan, of course. We had the Nissan Altima before this. It was a 2014 2.5 SV, but most of you probably already know that. And they both looked so similar. We didn't really want anything that looked that similar. There's really no other ways to put it. I mean, that's why we didn't buy the Infiniti, so there's no reason to church it up. And then the Nissan Maxima is the next car, and the last car. We really didn't look too hard into the Maxima because we weren't impressed by the Altima. We weren't disappointed with it, but we just weren't impressed with it. We had a few warranty issues. Yeah, good. It got good gas mileage. Nothing catastrophic happened. We were satisfied, but we weren't impressed, if that makes sense. And so, we really weren't interested in the Maxima. It didn't look similar, but of course, staying in the same brand, of course, you would stay at the same dealer, stuff like that. So, I mean, if we had like an uncle or like a relative over at the Nissan dealer and could get us a discount, why not? But, the Maxima, it was nice, but, we just were ready for something different, I guess. Ready for a different Japanese brand, I guess you could say. And then we briefly looked at a Honda Accord just for the value aspect of it. We looked at a 2015 EXL 4-cylinder, and it was burgundy with the ivory leather interior, of course. No nav system or anything like that, but of course it had the sunroof, the leather, heated seats, stuff like that. And it was nice. That was a steal. 24.5 was the price. Of course, that's not out the door. They would make no money on that if that was out the door. But I mean, that's a steal for a brand new Accord. And so we briefly considered that, but we decided to splurge a little bit more, and we wanted something a little bit more well equipped for the long-term use that we're going to keep the car. And so that's basically it. Hopefully I didn't make too many of you butthurt over the Genesis and the TLX, because I know there's some fanboys out there. But really, I'm not a fanboy of anything. Of course, I am going to be partial to the vehicles we own. Of course, I'm a fan of Honda, and you just heard me bash them. I drive a Civic, so you can't really tell me I'm a fanboy over anything. But that's basically it. Just thought I'd explain the brands and the vehicles, and the vehicles we cross-shopped with the ES. And so 1 month in, updates on the car, as I said. I don't know if I've said, but it's got 1,600 miles on it so far, so we're really not driving it that much at all. For Christmas, we got my dad WeatherTech floor mats, and so he's loving those. When we go in for our 5,000 mile service, we thought about getting the clear bra installed, and maybe the, what are they called? The body side moldings to prevent door dings, but we I don't know, we still got plenty of time to think about it. But anyways, that's basically it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.